for tuning in. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience is fruitful. Please feel free to visit our website to find out how you can join our growing family. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. Also, share so others may enjoy as well. And we hope you would consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
We're in trances, going off to different places, different planets. Watch your aura pass me by, losing balance. What if we run out of time and second chances? Empty-handed, you like fast life, you like the traffic down.
Grand rising, everyone, lottie-dottie, everybody. How you guys doing on today? I hope you guys are well. I had a wonderful, relaxing weekend. I really enjoyed my time off. I know it was only 3 days, but it was very much needed. I got to relax, rewind, readjust, and reassess a lot of things, and also updated my planner. I purchased a treadmill. So I have been on that and feeling good. You know, I'm trying to work on this readjusting, not readjusting, more of a realignment. That's what it is. That's what God dropped in my spirit a couple of weeks ago. Just a realignment, just mind, body, and soul realignment. But let's see who is in the building. I want to make sure I say hi to y'all. Hey, Sister Michelle, how you doing, Queen? I appreciate you for coming on in. Michaela, what's going on? She said, okay, we're going to start school. You better go ahead and start school. Don't worry about it. So, look, school first. Get in them books, okay? Good morning to you. Yes. Hey, Cupcake, how you doing, Queen? All right. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate you. Let's see here. Sister Michelle, my coworker passed away last Wednesday. Pray for. Oh, I'm so sorry, Sister Michelle. I would definitely be keeping you in prayer and the keeping that family in prayer as well. Hey, Dr. Holt, how you doing, King? Appreciate you for joining on in. I'm not going to hold you guys too long. I just, you know, I'm in a different vibe on this morning vibings today, and I feel like something that my dad told me when I was young and always kind of instilled in me was never stop being a student. And that could be a student of life, a student, you know, school, whatever the situation, just never stop learning and never stop trying to grow. Because once you stop learning, once you stop being a student, you die. And that could be spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, you know, all that stuff, whatever. And I am in a space right now where I am trying to protect my peace at all times because I feel like I'm in this kind of chrysalis phase. Gotta show you guys. I'm sorry. You guys know I always use the Fat Water Toner and by Fenty, and now I'm using CourseRx Advanced Snail Radiance, which is different from this one. This one has a little bit more of hyaluronic acid and niacinamide, so it's packed full more, so it gives you that extra boost in hydration. It's getting ready to be winter, so my skincare regimen is going to change soon, especially my nighttime skincare regimen. Good morning, Inspire. How you doing, Queen? Thank you for joining. My nighttime skincare regimen is going to be changing soon too, so I am looking forward to all of that. Hey, Sean, what's up, King? How you doing? I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I had a wonderful weekend. It was very much needed. But going back to what my dad was talking about, in terms of, always remaining a student, I feel like you never know enough. There's always some room to grow, and there's always room to to learn and to just expand your knowledge and your awareness of things. And I feel like right now is a space right now for me to protect my peace at all times. And that is going to have to be like, that's something that you have to be selfish about. And I think people, oftentimes they think that being selfish is, always a bad thing. Of course, you don't. I think we're all adult enough to know the difference between, making yourself a priority and being truly selfish, and I why am I putting this back up? And making yourself truly selfish. I think I missed you speaking to me, Kwame. Someone came in my office with me. Like, man. No, I was saying good morning. Thank you for coming in, Dr. Ho. I appreciate you for coming in. I did say hi though. If you didn't hear me, but you could never get a moment to just watch a show. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you do so much. Can they just give you a couple of moments? Just a moment. I'm not going to be on long. Anywho, you might need to get a sign. I'm putting on this the super vitamin C from CourseRx. But yeah, so I feel like putting on or what was I saying? Oh yes, I feel like we're at a point right now where at least I'm at a point right now where I'm need to protect my peace at all times, and I really feel like that's kind of like a theme amongst my friends, amongst people who I've talked to, amongst new clients. They're really talking about peace and kind of I'm putting on verse Sunday morning serum by Verse. I'm putting on. I know you right. Do not disturb. This teacher. This a teacher work day. Kids not even here. Oh no! So they definitely should not be coming up in your office. Okay, you need to put a sign up say "Do not disturb" in a meeting or something. Conference call. Busy. Booked. Studying. Self-care time. Teacher prep. Whatever you need to put on there. Put a sign on that damn door. But anywho, I sealing it up with hyaluronic acid from Good Molecules. Here are my thoughts on lifetime learning. Let me see what he says. To be a lifetime learner, we need to have a desire to want to develop our knowledge and skills beyond formal education to keep continuing to grow at any stage in life. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think it's always about just, formal education. I don't think it's always about, don't get me wrong. I'm a big advocate for people wanting to go to school or go back to school or higher education, because that opens doors and access into spaces that you wouldn't normally get because you are now deemed certified or now deemed an expert in that field. And so, yeah, I don't ever discredit that, but I also think that there is after all of that, continuing to grow, wherever you stop, even if you stop at higher education, continuing to learn to grow and wanting to grow. It's a desire to want to grow. It's a desire to want to be better. It's a desire to learn through experiences and learn what did you learn from that experience. That's really what kind of where I'm at right now, where I know, just based off of prayer and based off of the things that have been happening recently, in terms of, just opportunities and planning for, 2024. I know 2024 is going to be a very interesting year, and interesting in a good way. And I don't normally get vibes for years with the ultimate goal of self-improvement. Yes, you need to just want to be better, right? Better than what you were yesterday, or better than what you were the day before, or the week before, the month before, the year before, etc. But I also believe that there are people who have excuses to say, well, this is just how I've always been. Okay, how's that been working out for you? It's like, it doesn't mean like just because, if that was the case, then we wouldn't have advances in technology. Yeah, we've always had toothbrushes, right? This is a toothbrush that I use for, it's a new toothbrush. Don't even think about it. I have a bunch of these, but that I use, but I have an electric toothbrush. But my point is that this used to be just very simple: wood, stick, bristles, and that's it. But if we just left it at that, we wouldn't have these advancements like, electric toothbrushes or toothbrushes with curves and different types of bristles and all of those different things or whatever. So my point in saying all of that is that it doesn't matter. Or even the plane, right? Like if we look at a plane, we had a paper plane that started out, and then now we have these 747s and these, different types of. Hey, Jives, what's going on, King? How you doing? Appreciate you for dropping by. We have all these advancements out and different types of planes and vehicles and stuff like that. So my point in saying all of this is that never get comfortable in where you're at. There's always a room for and space for you to grow. There's always technology, that's always growing. And in that, the same thing should happen in your thought patterns when you deal with certain things, when adversity comes, when challenges arise or what have you. There should always be a level of peace. And that's something that I know. And even what's going on in the world right now, which is just terrible, what's going on in Israel. And that's a whole nother conversation in and of itself. But they're at war right now. How would you feel? We're very, very blessed to be able to wake up, in the morning, and not have to deal with, missiles coming out in your backyard. You know what I'm saying? There's so much that we have, that there's a privilege on that we take advantage of or take for granted. And I just feel like we're just at a point right now where, my whole point in saying all of that, even in all of that, even us watching Israel at war from our TVs, and we're in a state of peace right now in our homeland. Of course, there's issues going on. There's politically, civilly, all these different things or whatever, but we're not at war. You know what I'm saying? That's a very different situation. To be in a constant state of war. We don't have tanks, driving through our neighborhoods. We don't have, martial law happening. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not happening with us. And so there's a state of peace that you need to have amongst the chaos. That there's a state of peace that, and that's easier said than done. I was talking to my cousin Mashode, shout out to Mashode, over the weekend, and we were just kind of talking about like how, negativity and adversity will constantly, come at you, but you have to have a state of peace. You have to be in a state of peace. If you are, especially for those who are Bible believing, or believe in a higher power in some way, shape, or form, you should know that God's always got you, right? You should always know that whoever you believe in should have got you, right? I know for me, I believe in Jesus, and so I know that no matter what I'm going through, God has always got me covered. I'm very very well protected through people with prayer, through prayer warriors and stuff like that, and just even in my own prayer and just in what I know in my relationship with God. And so what I'm saying all of this to say that there should be a level of peace in your movements, in your if you don't feel a state of peace. This is what I basically am trying to say, what I've learned, in that each and every movement that I make, every decision that I make now, if I don't feel a sense of peace with it, even if it's something that I don't want to do, if I don't feel a sense of peace, then I know it's not from God. There's been times where I had to, keep my mouth shut on certain things and not respond to certain things. And I didn't want to. I didn't want to do it because there's some things that I wanted to say, but there was a sense of peace that told me, Kwame, you need to do this and it'll be all right. There was a sense of peace that settled over me. And I think oftentimes we have to kind of look at that, and I don't think we do that enough. So I don't know, just peace, in the chaos this morning as I was, working out. That just kind of, came up in my in my thoughts. Like I was looking at, I was in my gym and I was looking at um the TV on the treadmill, and I'm just like, there's so much crap going on in the world right now. And I'm sitting here on a treadmill, you know, at peace. And I think that we need to kind of be thankful for that. Because there's a lot there's a lot of craziness going on in this world. Sean says, in the words of Albert Einstein, when you stop learning, you start dying, to paraphrase in a sense. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. And I always want to continue to learn and grow. I always want to. What did you say, Dr. Hope? Oh, there we go. Hold on. I'm getting to that point now because, as you know, I'll be ready to pop off. But when you have a real career and something to lose, you think twice of following with. Yeah. And I think it's not necessarily just about because there's been times when I've had peace in making a decision to pop off. You know what I'm saying? God is not. God is a God. God is not a God of revenge. God is a God of justice. And I think people miss that part. Like they misinterpret him in a sense of that he's, this vengeful God, that he's just, it's not about it's not about revenge, it's about justice. And oftentimes it is called for to open that can of whoop ass. You know what I'm saying? It is called for to pop off and read somebody. It is called for, to retaliate or do certain things to defend yourself. But my point is that my point is that I think that we have to kind of get to a point in hearing and having relationship with God. And honestly, that's really like, like we don't have the right to kind of embark on revenge, if that makes any sense. Michaela says, just like my grandfather used to tell me, God is a God of peace, but he is also a God of truth, and that truth is a subject to justice. You better go ahead, Michaela. You better know some word. That's very true. That's wise words. Absolutely wise words. And people get confused with the word vengeance because that's actually the level of what justice is. Yes. I think people put a negative connotation on vengeance, but I mean, at the end of the day, that's not the direction that God is trying to go, in my humble opinion. I'm not a theologian, but from my relationship with God, like that's just kind of like, and I don't want to turn this into a Bible study because it's not what it is, but I think from my relationship with God, like that's kind of what I've seen, is that he's a God of justice, and he navigates things in a way where you might think that someone's winning, but they're really not. There's other aspects that we may not see. And I think also social media, tends to allow people space to put on what they feel like they need to put on. Like as some of you may or may not know, like I've been in marketing for over 10 years. And so a lot of marketing, I've helped political candidates, with marketing. I've helped, I've been a part of, major corporations and been on, several boards, and a lot of it is sometimes smoke and mirrors, right? And how we can get the audience to turn and like you, right? And so I've helped brands with that. I've helped, businesses with that, and people with that, and social media can be a facade. People, think that people, are winning because they see numbers or they see this or whatever, but they don't know what's really going on in their lives. And so, or quite the opposite. They may see, a lack of numbers, and they don't know what's really going on in their lives or their businesses or whatever. And so, the bottom line is, and that's really on that brand or that person or that entity to kind of decide how much you let people in, right? How much you allow people to come into a situation, and that's that person's individual right, But my point is that there has to be, amongst the noise, amongst all of the stuff that is going on in the world, amongst everything that people are pulling out there has to be a sense of peace that happens in that, amongst the chaos, amongst all of the noise. Elder Kwame, from how I have walked the earth in my past life, people wanted horrible things to happen to me. God vengeance showed up as grace for me. That's interesting, and that's true. I also believe that who you are connected to, where you sit, you lay your hat, where you put what spaces you're in, can affect you as well. Like, we look at the war in Israel. There's innocent people that have lost their lives, and the news is reporting almost over 600 people. And I believe they have to. I don't know if they confirmed it yet. I have to double check again. But I was watching it this morning. There may be have been Americans that have been unalived during this war, and for sure Americans that have been kidnapped. There's a lot of people that have been kidnapped by Hamas. But my point is that you can be swept up in situations because of where you are, and where you decide to be around. So if you're around mess, and if you choose to bounce around and go to different types of areas of mess, you're going to get swallowed up in that vengeance too, or rather that justice too. So my thing right now is just to kind of align myself in a space where I just need to focus on what I'm doing. I can't entertain negativity. I can't entertain cycles, because it's just not healthy. And you can only lead a horse to water. I can tell people all day, you should do this, you should do that. They have to make their own choices. They have to walk with God on their own. And so that's just my revelations for today. That's all I got. I hope that blessed someone, because that was on my spirit this morning. We have a group of pastors from my area that took a trip over there, and they are oh my God. I want to go to Africa, but just my luck, as soon as I go over there, something going to pop off. I know that's right. Yeah. It's crazy. I'm definitely I was not expecting that. And I think that it's quite cowardly of Hamas but they're a terrorist group anyway, so it doesn't even matter. But I think it's cowardly of them to do a sneak attack like that, and just kind of like, it's war, so there's really no rules, even though they say that there's rules of engagement. But war is war. It is what it is. But it's just really, really, really sad. It's really sad. And it just constantly makes me appreciate where I'm at and the safety, the level of safety. I mean, again, we know as us, we know that there's still crap among the world. That doesn't mean that we're not dealing with stuff here, but we're not dealing with war. That's a different level. Listen, y'all, I'm telling you from personal experience, that is a different level of chaos. I'll leave it at that. That's a different level of chaos. I thank God for blessing me, and I was blessed enough to go to Israel and go to Paris before everything just hits me. I know that's right. I have not been to Israel yet. I hope that once everything calms down, that I will get the opportunity to go. But I have not been to Israel. I heard it's a very beautiful place. I heard it's the people there are very, very nice. I just can't even imagine. Well, I can, but what I'm saying is, like, it's a different level, y'all. I can't even go into it. It's just a different level. On a lighter note, it's Amazon Prime Day. Y'all better start your Christmas. Y'all are I thought, how do you go from that to that? My God. See, but that in and of itself is a level of privilege that we have that, people over in Israel and even Ukraine don't have. But yeah, I didn't know it was Amazon Prime Day. I haven't opened my Amazon Prime, app yet. But yeah, with so much happening, hold on, let's see. Wait, so it goes over here. Oh, there we go. With so much happening, I don't take anything for granted. I thank God for all the virtual elders. I thank God for those I call elder. Things are crazy, and I am not ashamed to be thankful for you all. Amen. Okay. So on a lighter note, as Dr. Holt says, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. It is Tuesday. It's going to be a shorter week this week, but I hope you have a blessed day nonetheless. You guys, that's what I forgot. I completely forgot. Well, I kind of talked about it, but what we're meditating on basically is protect your peace. Right? But I saw this video on TikTok that I wanted to share with you guys. Take a look at it, and then we'll head out. And then I hope you guys have a wonderful and blessed day. And yeah, be blessed. Enjoy the video and the commercial after this, because I forgot to play a commercial. All right. Have a blessed one, y'all. Vibe out.
It's not about matching their energy. It's about getting turned off and walking away from something that doesn't align with what it is that you want. You don't need to water yourself down or self-abandon your wants, needs, and desires just to make somebody else feel comfortable. And if the way they're acting doesn't work for you, then instead of stooping to their level or doing something that doesn't feel it's an alignment to you, walk away with dignity and allow space for somebody that will match that.
In a world filled with diversity, where radical faith and progressive believers come together, there's a place that's breaking all boundaries and embracing believers from all walks of life. Bullet and Flight Radio, where believers unite, boundaries break, and love triumphs.
What if we run out of time and second chances, empty-handed? I wanna know, would you love me better if I go? I'm not home. I wanna know, can we trust this that's about to let us know? I had to go.